everyone. It's another day, another share with Phyllis from Mad Moody Quilting Fabrics. I'm doing a tutorial today. I'm set up in my studio and I'm going to show you a tutorial showing you how to use the 45 diamond dimensions ruler. I really like this ruler. There's lots of different things we can do with it, but I'm going to do a variation of this kind of idea with strips and different fabrics. This is the ruler I'm talking about, and this angle is 45 degrees. So it's a very pointy ruler, and it does lone stars. So that's exactly what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing this here, and we're going to make, what I'm going to show you today is how to make the diamonds with strips, and we're going to talk about that. So I'm just going to switch over to the above camera, and these are my fabrics. So I've done my, let me just show you exactly what we're going to be doing. So this is what we're going to be doing, okay? A diamond like this. So it's like the Lone Star. I think that's what it's called. Anyways, so I'm going to go over the fabrics and the cutting and showing you how to do it. I am not going to show you how to make your strip sets. I'm assuming that you already know how to do that. So these are the fabrics. There's 7 fabrics. I've chosen this beautiful yellow, this yellow with large flowers, very pretty. And then there's this one, same pattern as the yellow, but in the dark blue. Then it's this pattern again from the yellow. Instead of the yellow, it's the dark blue. Then there's this denser pattern with these beautiful flowers in whites and yellows and blues with a blue background. And then there's this one, which is, it's still a medium print, but not as dense. And it's on a light background. And then this tonal on a blue background. Okay. So these are the fabrics. Now, to make these, you need to make 4 strip sets. So let me show you the strip sets. So we have 4 strip sets. We have strip set number 1, and we have strip set number 2, and then we have strip set number, So we have 1, 2, 3, and then 4, okay? So we make 4 different strip sets, and we just kind of stagger the different fabrics. So let me go over the fabrics very carefully. For this fabric here, we only need 1 strip because it's only being used in strip set number 1. In the next fabric is this fabric, this large print fabric. Isn't that gorgeous? We need 2 strips because it's used in strip 1 and in strip set number 2. Okay. Then for this blue one, which is here, same print, but it's on a dark blue fabric, you need 3 strips. Because it's used in strip number 1, strip number 2, and strip number 3. For this small print on the blue background, we need 4 strips to be cut. And that's because it's in strip 1, strip 2 set, strip set 2, strip set 3, and strip set 4. Now, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 strip, 2 strips, 3 strips, 4 strips. Now we need this one. This one is this, and this is gorgeous also. Let me just move this out of the way. This is just gorgeous. So we need 3 of these. We need 3 strip sets because it's in strip set number 2, it's in strip set number 3, and it's also in strip set number 4. Okay, so we need 3 strips for that one. This one is in strip set number 3 and strip set number 4. So we need 2 strips of this one. And this last one is only in strip set number 4, so we only need 1 strip. All right, so we have 4 different strip sets, and you're going to sew them together. Now let me show you what they're supposed to look like when you sew them together. This is strip set number 1. We have the 2 yellows and then a dark blue and another dark blue in the small print. And you're going to sew them together so they're staggered. Let me move this out of the way. We want to sew them together so they're staggered. And because we want to do that, that's a savings. Because we're going to be cutting an angle like this. So now I'm going to show you how we're going to cut this angle. And I'm only going to show you on this strip set because it's the same thing for each strip set, regardless of where the fabrics lie. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up, and you're wanting to get as close to this point as possible. And we are, you know what, I'm just going to line this up. It's pretty straight, but I'm just going to line it up. Oh, I'm fussing. There we go. There we go. That's better. And of course, we're kind of off. Okay, so let me fuss some more. Okay. That looks much better. And you can see what I'm doing. All right. So I'm wanting to get as close to this angled edge, and it's quite close to the selvage here. So I don't want the selvage. So I'm going to make sure that my selvage is not being used. And we're just going to cut an angle. Very simple. There we go. Now, you are going to cut from each strip set 8 because this star has 8 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you need 1 strip to make one of these diamonds. You need 1 strip from each strip set, and you have 8 diamonds that we're putting together to put this big star together. You need to have 8 of these, so you need 8 strips. I'm going to show you how to cut 2. I'm going to do 2 cuts off of this. So now I'm just going to line this up. And let me just make sure I have, this is garbage. And I'm just going to make sure I have everything out of the way. Now, we're going to take this angle, and along here, we have some numbers. We have 1 inch, 1.5, 2, and 2.5. Your strips have to be cut. Your strips have to be cut at, my sewing machine's in my way, at 2.5 inches. And what I want to do is I want to line up. There's a black line along here, and that's what I want to line up along the edge on the 2.5 inch. The strips are cut at 2.5, so I want our strips cut diagonally 2.5. And we're just going to cut like that. And there's 1 done. I'm going to cut 1 more. And then this way I'll have 8. And I'm just going to line up 1 edge along here. I'm going to line up the 2.5 inch black line along here. I don't know if you can, yeah, you can kind of see it. And then you're just going to cut again. And there you go. So you would do that 8 times on strip set 1, 8 times on strip set number 2, 8 times on strip set number 3, and again 8 on number 4. Now, we are going to take these and we're going to line them up. Now, I tried pinning and stuff. Now, when you iron these, she says in the instructions that come with the ruler to iron your seams open. I am not a fan of opened ironed seams, so I, let me just, so unfortunately, unfortunately, I'm not a fan. So I'm just going to put this ruler out of the way because we're finished with that for now. And that's how simple it is. And here we are, we're ready to sew. So I'm going to sew this to this. And what I've done is I make sure that I have a 1/4 inch here poking out. And if I've sewn these, now don't do too much stretching, because if you stretch too much, you're going to have some bowing. And we don't want to, we don't want the center to come up, right? So we're just, and I make sure that there is an overlap here. There's a little overlap of the 2 seams here, a little one here, and then I have my 1/4 inch. So let me switch to the sewing machine and we're gonna sew this together. Let me just get, all right, I think that's done. And let me just get this lined up. And I just found that I didn't want to do any major strips, and like I'm not anal. If I'm a little off, let me just, because I'm standing to sew, so it's, all right. I just found that if I didn't get too stressed about it, and we don't want to stretch it, we want to sew fairly straight. I should have practiced standing up sewing these. But we don't want to over. Okay, I think this one's coming together nicely. Woo-hoo. And there we go. So that one is sewn. And let me switch. All right, so we got the first one. So I'm going to cut myself one of these days. I can't find my little scissors. Anyway, so this one is done. And the first and last ones are off a little bit. But I'm going to leave them. I'm not going to get all anal. I might take it apart later. And we're going to go ahead. See, it's a little off. I don't know if you can see that. It's a little off. I should have done a little bit more stretching. So let's see if I can do it better on this one. I found that when I pinned, it was more off than when I found it was more off when I pinned. And so let me just switch cameras again. Let me see. There we go. think that's going to work. If it doesn't, I will just unpick and redo. I think this one's a bit better. And like I said, I don't want to do too much stretching, because if I stretch the fabric, then it's not going to lie flat when I put them all together, right? We want these things to lie flat. All right, let me, the big reveal. Oh, see, this one is, well, it's still off. Not doing a very good job. but you get the idea. All right, so the last one. Yeah, sorry, I didn't switch out the camera. I apologize. Let's see if I can get this one better. There we go. So let me just give this a quick iron. All right, so they're not perfect. I might end up redoing this particular point, because I find that they're noticeably off. Yeah. So I'm tempted to redo this one. So basically what you want is you want something like this. Okay. So in the next tutorial, I will be continuing working on this. I'm not happy with the lineup here. So I'm like, it's definitely off. It's noticeably off. So I will unpick this, or I'll just cut another one and put this aside and redo. This one is not perfect either, but I'm okay with the amount that it's off. Most of them are pretty close. You'll have to figure out the best way to be able to pin them together or to get them to work. But I'm pretty pleased with this one. I'm not super pleased with this. I'm not even going to bother ironing it, because I know I'm going to be unpicking that one. I think these ones were all done. This one and the other ones I've done so far, a few of them, I did them sitting down, and here I am standing to do the demo. So it might be just that. But when you the next tutorial on to finish this project, I'm going to show you more of them. I'm going to finish making all 8, and I'll show you the next step. So we'll see you on the next Other Day, Another Share, and have a good day. Bye-bye.